Hi all, today I am going to be showing you how to create an animal track trap, say that 3 times fast, out of a foam board using paint, tape, and then seed or peanut butter. And then we can use what walks through the paint later on to identify what sort of animals we have living in our area. So let's figure out how to make these track traps. I'm going to be creating a sample one of these. You'll see pictures later on that show the full scale, but we're going to pretend that my scrap paper here is my foam board. Any sort of foam board would work for this project. You can even use cardboard if you have leftover boxes. You're going to take your 3 pieces, you want 3 because we're gonna make a hut, duct tape or some sort of weatherproof tape, and you are going to affix the sides to the base, so it's going to look like a triangle. There we go. You're also going to want to make sure that it's relatively tall because you never want to limit what size animals can walk through this, because if you do, some animals might not want to venture into the trap if they think they might not fit. Then what you're going to do is scatter seeds or scoop some peanut butter right here in the center. You can kind of see where there's this brown ink stamp. You can kind of put it right there. But make sure that your food is right in the very center. You want to make sure that both sides are unobstructed. Then you're going to take your red acrylic paint. You want something that is washable, that's non-toxic, because little animals are going to walk through this. And you are going to very carefully draw a line with your paint in the front and again in the back. There we go. Now, when an animal comes in trying to get the seed or the peanut butter or the food that you have put out for them, they have to walk through the paint in order to get their food. They're going to spend their time, they're going to munch, and then they're going to walk out. But you never know which side the animal is going to come in from. Then you are going to take grasses. You can take a garbage bag or a tarp to put over top to make sure that this doesn't get rained on, because we're going to leave this out. So you'll gently cover it with your tarp or your garbage bag, and then cover that with grasses, with branches, with sticks. And that's why the foam board or the cardboard is going to be really important, because it's going to be nice and sturdy. It's going to support the weight of those natural things. Otherwise, if you just plop this down in nature, animals are going to be freaked out by it. They're not going to want to go into it. That's not going to help us out as we're observing what animals are walking back and forth. That's all that there is to it.
Here you can see the finished product. You see the foam board, the cardboard, the seeds, the paint. You can see some of the grasses that are over top of it, and we placed this outside. And then the next day we came back and found such cool little wildlife markings. The seeds were gone and little tracks were there. And we can figure out using track images like this to discover what animals came and visited us. And we were able to find out that it was the white-footed mouse was hanging out around our track trap. How cool is that? So get out there and discover what wildlife lives in your area.